In this session, we're going to talk about the intro to bot trading for specifically day traders. We're going to talk about some strategies and benefits, but first, keep in mind this presentation is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Obviously, you're making decisions about your own investments. Keep that in mind. So let's first start out by talking about what most people are used to, which is discretionary trading versus algo or systematic or rules-based or bot trading. And as most of you start out with learning to trade, you start with discretionary trading, which does mean you're using subjective judgments, right? You're making decisions based on what the market is telling you, based on chart, maybe some technical analysis, some interpretation of the chart, right? That's kind of where a lot of people start with discretionary trading. That type of trading also does give you flexibility, right? So you can adapt to changing market conditions, last minute news announcements. It's very flexible in that you're able to make decisions kind of on the fly. And also it does allow you to take trades manually. So you're not taking every single trade like a robot. You're able to kind of execute those manually and you're able to get in and use discretion on when you take the trades and when you don't. The other thing is it is based wholly on experience. So it's very much experience driven, and it does require you to have some kind of a feeling for how the market works, how technical analysis works, and kind of what the charts are telling you. Now, if you're moving from that into algo or from discretionary into more systematic trading, which is what I prefer, let's talk a little about what algo trading is. Number one, it is rule-based, does allow for automation, some efficiency, some speed, as well as back testing and optimization, which means that you can take a strategy with, let's say, a dozen settings. Strategy has a dozen settings for risk, for how long to be in a trade, some predefined things that you can test a bunch of settings and combinations of settings. So you can do that to see what works best given current and recent market conditions. The other thing you do is it is very much data-driven analysis. Now, I used to be CEO of a software company, and Google was one of my clients. And in 2008, Google flew myself and a business partner out to their Palo Alto headquarters and outside San Francisco. And we got introduced to this idea of data-driven decision making, which was new to me. This is many years ago, 2008. Pretty interesting to use data to make decisions versus what a lot of people do is gut feelings. My favorite thing a brand new trader tells me is that their gut is telling them to do X or telling them to do Y. And I'm like, your gut is based on what exactly? You have no experience and your gut is telling you, and as most of you know, it's fear and greed. That's kind of what speaks to you in the early days of trading when you're first learning. So just a quick recap, of course, discretionary trading is what most people are used to. That's where everyone probably starts. And then you discover there are rules-based, kind of automated, systematic ways to trade. And that's what we're going to talk about here today. Now, let's talk a little bit about algo versus AI because they are different. AI, of course, artificial intelligence. And most AI trading platforms don't actually use AI. It's just clickbait for marketing purposes. So most of you are familiar with something like TradingView. It's a web-based charting platform. And most of you probably have seen AI indicators. Well, guess what? TradingView does not natively support They do not natively support AI. So how the heck could you have an AI tool on a platform that does not support AI? Good question. As you guys know, clickbait, right? Obviously, if you put the words AI in front of something trading, it'll get tons of eyeballs, but guess what? It's not actually AI. So how do you, well, you just ask the question, ask the person who's talking to you about it, how exactly does the technology implement AI? Things like moving average crossovers, support and resistance, all that it doesn't use AI. That's just basic mathematical formulas, right? And so the answer most of the time is, oh, I don't really know. I'm just, sales guys repeating what he's been told. So don't fall for that. Here's another one I saw just a few weeks ago where someone says, this is a YouTube video. ChatGPT bot made 19,527% profit. Wow, this is amazing. Guess what? Clickbait. And he's actually showing you a back test which is different than real money. If you guys can imagine a real money profit of that, that would be nice. That'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. However, showing a back test that could have made that is very, very different. Now, it doesn't throw out, the benefits of back tests are certainly there, and there are lots of benefits, and we rely on push button trading. For our bot trading, we rely a lot on those back tests. However, the back tests themselves play a role. It's not the end all be all. Okay. So let's talk about why I like Algo bot trading. Of course, you can get rid of all the human emotion. It's much faster. You can back test strategies automatically. You're able to optimize those. So you're able to test several different combinations of settings. Sometimes you get hundreds or thousands of possible combinations of settings that you can run through a single bot or strategy. It is very easy to scale. So if you're running it in one account, you can easily set up multiple accounts. Things like using a funded account. We like Apex Trader funding, so you can have multiple Apex accounts. They allow up to 20, so you can scale it pretty easily. We do offer a trade copier. And then you're able to kind of minimize the human error. Most of you guys have probably in your early years made mistakes putting an order in to get into a trade. Maybe you meant to buy and you accidentally sold, or maybe you fat fingered the quantity. Instead of 250 shares, you actually bought 25, or maybe you actually got 2,500. You got 10 times more than you meant to. And then, of course, it is objective, and you're able to look at the data-driven decision-making we were just talking about as it related to Google and how they make their internal decisions based on data, not based on any manager or executive's opinion. It's all based on data. They can prove their case, right? Kind of a smart, disciplined way to make decisions. And then, of course, depending on how easy, simple, complex your strategy is, obviously, if you automate it, it's complex, got lots of moving parts to it, it's way easier to automate that versus trying to manually do that. Even something as simple as maybe like a trailing stop, right? If you are trying to do that manually, you'd have to be sitting in front of a computer all day trying to update your trailing stop on a 30-minute or 20-minute frequency, right? And the bot can do that for you. Now, of course, the other thing is that it does, the inverse of all this is it does give you some discipline. You can execute faster, more confident. You can improve your strategies, right? You can trade across multiple markets. You can be very precise in getting into an order down to the penny or the quarter. If it's like a futures contract, the tick value, maybe 25 cents. And then you, of course, get more reliable results. Why? Because you're executing the strategy exactly and precisely every single time. You're not accidentally getting in a little too late. Maybe another time you get in a little too early, right? You're able to get way more reliable results. And then, of course, you do have access to more advanced trading methods. Now, when we get into all this, a lot of this is based on very specific platforms. The ones I'm most familiar with are MetaTrader 4 or 5. MetaTrader 5 has been around, I think, 14, 15 years, something like that. NinjaTrader 8 is the current platform that I use, that our company uses, and there's trade ideas. There's about a half dozen plus other platforms that support automation. Of course, depending on what you want to trade, if you want to trade stocks, or if you want to use funded accounts, or if you want to trade futures, right there, you have to think through all the moving parts so that you have all the things that you want to work with kind of work together and are aligned. Not every funded account program works with every single platform. Not every single platform supports funded accounts. And not every funded account provider likes bots, right? So you have to kind of think through some of these things, make sure they're compatible, that they work together. In our example that we're going to be going through over the next several sessions, we're going to be talking mainly about NinjaTrader 8 as it relates to trading futures and stocks. So let's just touch up a little bit on what types of trading strategies there are that are out there that can be automated. As we referenced in the beginning, discretionary strategies cannot really be automated very easily or ever. And so things like trend following, breakouts, reversals, even moving average or volume-based strategies can very much be automated, which means what? Which means we take a strategy, we code it out and build it into the platform, and then we're able to connect it to our technology, to connect it to our platform, again, NinjaTrader 8, and we're able to run tests, we're able to connect our accounts and then go live. So just a quick recap of what we've talked about so far in this session is we did touch on discretionary versus systematic trading and why we defined what is algo trading. And AI is typically clickbait or marketing hype for the most part. Again, depends on what platform it's on. It's not automatic, but 90% of what I've seen has very much been clickbait, right? They talk about AI trading, AI this, but it's a AI an AI moving average, which is not moving averages are not AI, but it catches a lot of eyes and attention when you throw AI as a clickbait term uh, on top of your technology, right? And people don't know the difference. So be mindful of that. Of course, we did talk about a couple of those algo and bot platforms, and we did touch on the different types of strategy. So in our next session, we're going to talk about getting started with our very first trading bot. And we're going to talk about a moving average crossover and get started with your very first trading bot based on NinjaTrader 8. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next class.